Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So, very excited, finally breaking ground on property I bought about a year ago. I paid $4.1 million for roughly 7 acres, part of which has a 17,000 square foot building. That building, if I separated them out, I paid $2.5 million for 5.5 acres, and I paid $1.6 million for the 16,000 square foot building.
It's the best thing I ever did! Woo!
That building pays me about $12,000 net per month. That's on a $1.6 million purchase. That's a 9.25% return. And at a 6% cap, it would make that property worth $2.4 million. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, FlipAnythingUSA.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face to face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years. Very important when you buy a property that you have cash flow and equity. I've been hearing a lot of young investors talking lately that seem to think that it doesn't matter if you're upside down in your mortgage as long as you're making cash flow. It's a very silly position to put yourself in, because you're one vacancy away from going into negative cash flow, and you have a couple months negative on a property that, you know, let's just say you're cash flowing 20% of whatever the rent is. I mean, it only takes 1 month to wipe out your cash flow for nearly half a year. So, you know, weigh in that vacancy factor. If you're going to play that risky game, you go ahead. But the main thing is that when I make my money on the day I buy it, on the purchase, that's how I make my money. In other words, I don't buy a property unless it's worth more than I'm paying for it. I'm not going to pay more for a property's worth, even if it's zero down, just so I can take in, you know, make a little cash on it monthly. Now listen, I'm somebody, believe me, I'm not opposed to making money on property I don't own necessarily. In fact, you can look at one of my videos. I made about $1.5 million over a 7-year period, subletting a property that I leased. I made about, I made about $15,000 to $20,000 a month on that thing for 7 years. So it's a great position to be in. People talk about creative financing. I don't know anybody that's done more creative financing than me. And I'm not talking about crazy creative financing. I'm talking about properties that you buy, you own, you have equity in it. And because you have equity, it's an indication that you made a good purchase, right? I don't know. I got people saying, I don't care about equity. I care about cash flow. You know, that just sounds like some of the crap. Cash flow, cash is shit. You know, we got to put it in and have cash flow. Shit. That is the dumbest stuff you can imagine. I have one of my students here, just here in the last couple of weeks. First of all, he got rid of his property, took his $500,000 equity out, he did it before the interest rate rise. Now that if he'd have waited till now, he would only have $300,000, maybe $4 at the most. But he pulled $550,000 out because that's what he made on it. That's the money that he made. And now with that cash, he's already bought a lot for $100,000. He's been offered $200,000 for it. He's holding out for more. He's trying to get $250,000. But again, take $100,000, make $100,000 on it. I mean, more cash. Now he's going from $550,000 or $500,000 to $600,000 cash now. And, you know, he's one more of those deals that'll pay the gains on that, you know, because he had a significant capital gain. Listen, there's a ton of money to be made in real estate, and it takes years to have the kind of experience that I have. I've been doing this 42 years now. I can say 42 years now because I just turned 61. And you know, the money, the lifestyle as an investor has allowed me to concentrate on staying in shape, you know, not stressing out, which adds years to your life. You know, taking care of yourself is, you know, it's tough to do when you're running ragged. And, you know, I run ragged a lot of times, but, you know, it's all stuff I put upon myself. I don't have to work at all. In fact, you know, I could have retired. If I wanted to just retire, I could have done that more than 30 years ago. But everybody's got different levels and standards. I have a very high standard for making profit. I like to make a nice big delta between the purchase and the sale price. I like to make a lot of money over and above whatever my payment is. I like to make a lot of cash flow for you cash flow guys. And I've got a record to back it up. You know, in fact, like I say, I'll show you guys this property that I bought, and that right now it's covered with tractors, and we're cutting in curb cuts, entrances, and we are putting in a road, and it's a beautiful thing. So we'll talk to you again soon.
Yo, stop and listen. Time is on a mission to eliminate all the snake oil and the fake gurus that fake y'all. He'll show you how to build an empire, starting with nothing but a desire. All you really need is a good mentor, not a used car bullshit. With time, you'll learn to crush it. Investing like Warren Buffett. With real estate, you cannot procrastinate. Everyone who hesitates is left at the starting gate. Hey, yo, so don't delay and join today. The mentorship and flip anything USA.